Well, I have the great opportunity to meet with Linda Beutler.
Good morning.
Good morning, and it's a beautiful late summer day here. But it's a nice day to be out in a garden and to see some clematis blooming this time of year.
Yeah, it's really a surprise. This is Caroline, and this is her second bloom this year. There's a lot of misinformation about clematis. If somebody was to look this up, they would see it listed as summer flowering. But by not hard pruning it in the winter, by letting it go, I get it to bloom in May. Then I hard prune it, and it blooms again now.
Ah, that's great. Now, what else at this time of year, what should we be doing for our clematis in the garden?
Well, we have this wonderful long growing season, so there's no reason that most of the spring flowering varieties can't be brought back into bloom in the fall in September and October. So I've been going around taking advantage of the rain.
Sure.
And I use the Whitney Farms Rose and Flower Food.
Okay.
I really love this. This is also what we use at the Rogerson Clematis Collection, where I am the curator. And we fertilize about once a month, and it's great on a day like this. Who would think that I wouldn't have to run around and water it in August?
It's nice to have that help.
Yeah, it is.
So if we don't have that at our garden centers, you have other ones that you recommend?
Stone is very similar, makes a very similar product, and also, what is the other one? I'm blanking on it. Dr. Earth.
Okay.
Dr. Earth.
All right. And what are your favorites this time of year, other clematis that you love?
Well, I know that in the introduction, Jeff was looking at a wonderful white clematis from Estonia called Roko Kolla. And it's named after a village in Estonia, and there's been a lot of clematis breeding there. And that particular one blooms almost all summer for me.
Nice.
And then I love the clematis like Caroline that are very easy to get back into bloom. And she's in a container, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then the clematis that really are in bloom now by themselves, without my doing any pruning manipulation or fertilizing manipulation, are what we call the tube clematis.
Okay.
And they're bred from Clematis tubulosa, which is easy to remember. One of them is a beautiful light blue called Allen Bloom.
Okay, famous guy.
Yeah, and that one has been in bloom for a couple of months and will continue clear into the fall.
Yeah, it's very unusual looking.
It's shrubby. It's not a vine. And I think people need to make more use in their gardens of the clematis that are herbaceous perennial and that don't actually climb up things.
Yeah,
they're very easy to tuck in. You can put them right into your perennial border or in between two shrubs. That one, Allen Bloom's very sturdy, and it doesn't need staking, and it really doesn't need any supporting players to hold it up, but some clematis do that are like that. Some of them get a little bit floppy, but Allen Bloom's a good sturdy plant and lots of flowers on it.
Oh, very nice. And not only are you a curator, but you're also a garden writer, and you have another book out?
Yeah, this is Gardening with Clematis. This actually came out in 2004.
Okay.
I like to think of it as a 72,000 word job resume for the curator position at the Rogerson Clematis Collection. But this book really is what I'm passionate about.
Oh. I can tell. This yard is just filled with clematis, and I know that you have them tucked in here and there, and it's so nice to see them in just unusual spots where you just kind of go discover them.
Yeah, and I have a sort of constantly changing grouping on my deck. And when they're done flowering, I cut them back hard, move the pot out of the way, bring in somebody else who is in bloom, and I just kind of keep rotating them around through the season and set the plants in an out-of-the-way spot that aren't in bloom, fertilize them, and get them back into showtime.
But that's such a great idea for us that maybe have a spot that we can put it in for a little bit, but then take it away. So thank you for the tip.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for inviting us in.
Happy to have you.